There are some who love motorcycles for the way they feel when they ride them, and others who love them more for the way they look. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of American Thunder. I'm your host, Michele Smith. Today we're coming to you from the Rock Store, a world-famous biker destination in the Santa Monica Mountains. It's a great place to begin our close-up look at the world of custom bikes. On this edition of American Thunder, we'll take you to the annual Mikuni Bike Show in Santa Monica, California. The event is getting bigger and more exciting every year as designers and builders vie for top honors in a variety of classes. From the most raked-out choppers to 200-horsepower panheads to another great group of calendar girls, this year's Mikuni Bike Show had something for everyone. Plus, we'll take you behind the scenes at Performance Machine. Perry and Ted Sands are the brothers behind the company that makes some of the world's most beautiful and effective bellet hardware. We'll see where they get their ideas and how they bring them to life.
American Thunder will be right back, so don't go away.
Welcome back to American Thunder. For one day a year, the Museum of Flying at the Santa Monica, California airport is transformed into one of the country's top motorcycle destinations. It's the Mikuni Bike Show, where the nation's best builders bring their latest bikes to compete for the top trophy in the warm California sun. Mike Moran tells us more.
With nearly all the manufacturers' new bikes represented, a great assortment of aftermarket specialists and big crowds of bikers and babes to look at them, this year's Mikuni Bike Show turned out to be the most successful ever. Sure, the calendar girls and roller skating dancers are part of the draw, but the main reason thousands of people have this on their must-do schedules are the machines.
For 9 years, we've been promoting the Mikuni calendars at the Mikuni Calendar Bike Show. And here at the Santa Monica Museum of Flying for the 9th year, we see here at this show a great number of high-performance engine builders from all across the country will come here to Southern California.
For those entering their creations in the competition, the day begins with registration at the entrance to the airport. A fee is paid, and the bike is given a category and a parking assignment. By far the toughest category with the stiffest competition has historically been the pro-built customs. These unlimited bikes are each truly works of art with high-performance capabilities. Last year, young red-headed Terry Madison from Colorado was the stiffest competitor of all, taking Best of Show.
Last year was incredible. It was a great experience winning the show, especially being a girl. So my brother had to outdo me this time. I mean, come on, a girl winning over him? Looks good.
This year, Terry and her brother Todd are back again with this stunning orange hot rod custom.
As soon as we got back home from this show, he started building this bike. And he went all out on this. This one, I have to say, is one of our best bikes that we've ever built. The motor is a 105 cubic inch motor. It's all machined out of a piece of aluminum. It's a beautiful piece. It's a Daytech frame with 2 inches of stretch. We've got a Bastini gas tank, and we use Jesse fenders. All of the modifications were done by Sansi Road Body Shop in Amarillo, Texas. They did the paint and the graphics on the bike. As you can see, it kind of looks like a Mercedes emblem on the side of the gas tank, but actually it's the scheme to match our new wheels. The front's a 21 and the back is an 18-inch wheel. Those are custom-made 3-blade. The primary is a billet for you, open primary 3-inch belt drive. It's got the forward controls built into the primary side. It's all hand machine made. We spent a lot of time trying to make sure that the bike looked right.
Mikuni Bike Show attendees always look forward to seeing the latest radical choppers on display. And besides the retro specials by SoCal's Chico Choppers, a real eye-catcher was this super stretched purple beauty built by ex-Marine Mark Cohen of Carlsbad, California.
I've had a passion for motorcycles for probably about the last 20 years, and just really enjoy what I do. I try and make each motorcycle a little bit different, start off kind of more of a form of art than actual motorcycle, and start with pictures, drawings, and turn it into the real thing. And just wanted to do something that was really extreme, a real sensual shape to it. It's real important for the bikes that I build to have continuity that flow from the front wheel through the fuel tank, down into the seat area, and back out the bike. On this particular bike, we cut the seat tube out of the frame just to get a real elliptical, sensual, flowing look to it. The bike has a 6-inch leg stretch, 3-inch backbone stretch, and it's a total of 63 degrees of rake. And there's about 53 in the frame and an additional 10 in the triple trees. And the front end is a 24 over Tolle front end from Sweden. The front wheel is a 21 by 3, 120 spoke, radial laced, which means there's no cross pattern, just straight out from the hub to the rim. The rear end's been shortened up about 2.5 inches. The rear axle's been moved forward, and where the seat post has been removed, we put in 1.125" steel tubing reinforced underneath the body panels. It's a 88-inch Keck motor, solid billet cases, billet heads, billet cylinders, all balanced and blueprinted. The pipes are made, I hand-made those. They're what we call a 3-piece step-up pipe, and just gives the bike a real tough look. People always ask me how these choppers handle, and obviously the longer the wheelbase is, you're not going to be able to turn on a dime. But as far as carving out turns, going down the road, no problem at all.
Every machine is so beautiful and unique. It's amazing the judges can tell apples from oranges. We asked the Mikuni Show's head judge, Tom Foster of Hot Rod Bike Magazine, what he looks for in a custom bike.
What we look for mostly is bribes first, then craftsmanship, how well the package is put together, how symmetrical it is, and a lot of it has to do with individual taste. That's why we use 4 different judges, myself, and other world-class builders like Ron Sims, Jesse James, and Johnny Pag. What we're looking for is innovativeness, use of color, engine packages, just an overall package. The big thing right now seems to be going to choppers and rigids. All that stuff's coming back old school, which makes me very happy. It's a little hard in the potholes, but nothing rides like a rigid.
Tom and his judges also prefer bikes that can really be ridden, and those that have mostly hand-fabricated parts.
We can tell the difference if they were built from the ground up. That's why we pick the judges that we pick. We've all been around a long time, and yes, it makes a huge difference to build it from the ground up and to hand fab it. It makes all the difference in the world with us.
Which is why this home-built one-off caught their eye, especially for its handcrafted swing arm.
The swing arm is made out of 4130 chromoly. It's an aircraft tube, a nice tapered teardrop effect. The paint on it, I did it myself. It's House of Color. It's a candy purple. Then over that, I put a candy cobalt blue. It's got 5 coats of clear on it. Just a nice, simple, solid color, I think, that really makes the bike flow well. The motor and tranny on it's an S&S 113 motor, about 105 horsepower. What I did is I took the oil tank, built a custom one underneath the transmission. That creates so there's no gravity to feed the oil into the motor. And it started up, there's no sumping. You never run into that problem, so it doesn't puke out any oil ever. The wheels on it are off a 93 GSXR. The forks are from a GSXR as well. Made the custom triple trees to go with it. It's a little low, and you got to take your corners a little bit slower, but it's a real smooth Cadillac ride. The air shock in the back, along with the front suspension, really, you can go through any bump, it's no problem. It's got to look good as well as run good.
Other bike builders find the most enjoyable challenge is the quest for maximum horsepower, and that's where the turbocharging magic of Mesa, Arizona's TJ Jackson comes in. He brought a pair of fire-breathing Harleys to the show, including this panhead that spun the White Brothers Power Dyno up to 200 horses.
207.8 horsepower. It's not our best, but for just 2 switches thrown on the boost and not running any nitrous, that's good. We're shooting for 250 on this one, and it'll happen the next time we try it. Basically, these are air pumps. These are really strong air pumps. We did our best to put the very best components and the very best clearances, the best engineering we could in these bikes to make them stay together. Now with these Aerodyne turbochargers we have on here, we found absolutely the best combination for getting extreme horsepower. As far as the reliability factor, all these bikes have adjustable boost switches on them, so we can run them around at 5 pounds of boost, we can run them around at 25 pounds of boost. It's all up to how fast you want to go.
Hi there, I'm Tammy, and we're going to have lots more from the Mikuni Bike Show, so stick around.
Welcome back to American Thunder. What does it really take to turn a run-of-the-mill machine into a show-stopping custom bike? Well, besides plenty of money, it takes a rare combination of artistic talent, mechanical skill, and true perseverance. While every bike at the Mikuni Show is a labor of love, some are truly works of motorized art.
With hundreds of bikes, dozens of vendors, and thousands of people, there was plenty of eye candy at this year's Mikuni Bike Show. Now, if your taste leads you to eye-popping, mind-blowing bikes, you didn't have to look much further than the Sims booth at the Mikuni Show. Ron Sims bikes are definitely from the take-no-prisoner school of design, but entered in the pro-built class were a few new bikes that represent a more understated point of view. Mark Warwick's Totally Sano Texas Red Chopper is a prime example of how less can be more.
Our bikes have a style of their own. We have a style of sheet metal work that we do, our paint work, our assembly work, and detail work on the final assembly is what sets our bikes apart. The frame is actually a Daytech frame. We just ordered it, figured out what stretch we wanted up, what stretch out, and what rate. The triple trees and the lower legs are all made by Todd Madison at Build It For You, and the pullbacks are a pullback riser that we make. The front brake is all a handmade piece with 2 piston PM calipers. I used radial spoke, 80 spoke Hallcraft wheels just to get the old style look. I wanted it to look like the old hardtail with the rear fender down as far to the tire as I could. So I mounted and molded in the rear fender to the swing arm. The motor is a 96 cubic inch Deltron cases built by RMD Cycles in Oklahoma City. The rocker boxes are Sullivan rocker boxes. The primary drive is a Build It For You piece that he makes. They're a custom one-off piece, 3-inch wide drive. I built it for my personal use. I've already got 2 guys looking at it that have approached me about buying it, and so I'll sell it and start on another one.
Another contender in this class who manages to make bikes that are equally flashy and tasteful is Paul Yaffe of Phoenix, Arizona. Yaffe's bikes are as much about reshaping metal as they are about nice paint. Plus, his proprietary grips and other billet pieces make every bike he builds an instantly collectible classic. Our guess is that's why he has a 3-year backlog on orders.
By normal format, I usually don't use frames quite this long. We wanted to do a tank that looks like you actually took it and stretched it like taffy. I guess the bikes are considered very pointy, my bikes. You know, we have the struts point, the fender points, everything has a very sharp line, which is kind of, it stays in theme with the medievalness of the bike, with claws and fangs and swords, but we do have a certain medieval weapon kind of feel to these bikes, and that's where the design of the front fender and the struts and so on come forward, is that even in those mirrors and the mirror arms were made one-off. The colors are silver, and it's actually a silver and brandy wine. We always have an original color planned for a project when we start, and it always changes 10 times between start and finish. On every bike we do, we think the bikes deserve a radical exhaust system that complements the lines and the look of the bike. The lengths of the pipes are matched, so they make decent horsepower, but really the effect is sound by using a larger diameter tubing than is normal to get a deeper throatier sound out of it, and then and really cosmetic to complement the wickedness of the bike.
When it came time to present the awards for Pro-Built Customs, the trophy and calendar girls were ready with Larry Huffman to do their duty. This year, Terry Madison and her brother Todd had to settle for 3rd place with their orange Build It For You bike. 2nd place went to Paul Yaffe for his stretched silver softail, and 1st place went to Mark Warwick for his sweet red chopper. Overall, there were hundreds of nice bikes on display, but besides being V-twins, what was one of the main things many of them had in common? They used aftermarket parts built by Southern California's Performance Machine.
We'll go inside Performance Machine to see how they work their billet magic when American Thunder returns. If you've been watching closely, you probably noticed that the majority of the custom bikes we've been looking at had something in common. They use wheels and brakes made by brothers Ted and Perry Sands in Southern California. They've built their empire out of billet aluminum, and it all started with an insatiable passion for choppers.
"30 years ago, when men were men and choppers were built by hand, when long hair went hand in hand with long front ends, The guy to see about a custom bike in Long Beach, California was Perry Sands, founder of Performance Machine.
From the earliest beginnings back in 1970, that was one of my primary ways to make money, was I was building customs for off-the-street customers. I'd do bits and pieces, fabricate a sissy bar, do a hardtail, rake a neck, build a complete bike. We really realized the need for things that you couldn't buy, or things that didn't work too well that we figured we could make for it.
And over the past 3 decades, he's built Performance Machine into the bike parts juggernaut that it is today. His Orange County factory hums 24 hours a day, where 150 employees churn out 200,000 parts a year, all of which follow Perry's basic design philosophy.
I've always operated on the basis of form follows function. For us, the part has to perform. It has to work. If we can make the part look good at the same time, then that's an added benefit. Most of the components that we sell today, our most popular 4-piston caliper and our most popular 6-piston, were originally raced for at least a year to 2 years before they ever saw a Harley.
And that race-bred tradition continues with the heir to the PM throne, Perry's son, Roland. Roland is a top AMA road race competitor, as well as a key member of the company's product development and design team. To them, it's all about giving the customers what they want.
We research what people are currently using and where it's lacking. Kind of like in the old days when I used to bring a customer's bike in and he would tell me what he needed. And we try to use some of our modern manufacturing techniques to give a guy something that has not been around before, maybe. Some of the machinery that we use these days, we can do things that wasn't available a few years ago. We have invested in the last few years into horizontal machines. One of our newest machines carries 80 different cutting tools and allows us to do a lot more on the machine. One of the other new machines we've got is a combination lathe and mill. With one setup, we can both do all lathe operations and intricate milling. So it's pretty fun expanding your capabilities through the machine tool. Allows us to make a more precision part, more repeatable precision. That makes the parts work better. They make them look the same every time.
Their signature product is brake systems, available in 2, 4, or 6-piston caliber setups and a myriad of styles.
We make an enhanced brake system that will stop you quicker with less effort. Less effort means more control for the bike.
The key for them is finding the perfect balance of 3 characteristics: looks, high strength, and low weight.
We have certain formulas that we utilize. We know how much spoke mass has to be maintained in the wheel to give it adequate side load strength, radial load strength, and torsional strength. The design is still based around the strength versus weight requirements.
And to be sure they never cut the weight to the point where the part becomes weak or susceptible to failure, they use stress test machines like this one that actually twists the hub while the wheel is spinning. This emulates the intense forces brought to bear on a motorcycle wheel during high-speed cornering.
The biggest thing you can do to a motorcycle outside of changing the paint job is to change the wheels. The profile look of the bike is instantly changed. We actually manufacture 4 distinctly different types of wheels. A spun aluminum wheel, a cast aluminum wheel, a magnesium cast wheel. We manufacture a fusion billet wheel and a forged billet wheel.
Whether it's wheels, brakes, or controls, every new part is made in response to the demands of the customer, which Perry Sands has boiled down to 5 basic things.
We're listening again to the customers. They're telling us what they want: bigger, better, wilder, lighter, stronger.
Performance Machine rolls out their hand-built Orange Custom when American Thunder returns.
Welcome back to American Thunder and our visit with Perry Sands of Performance Machine. Every year they build a new custom bike to show off their wares. This orange hot rod was actually used in the Mikuni calendar featuring Jamie Presley from the TV show Jack and Jill.
We wanted a real aggressive look. We wanted kind of a drag bike look, but still a custom. We wanted to call attention to our parts and not cover up what we do.
Peter Vekbanogs is the R&D specialist who builds all of PM's bikes from scratch.
The fuel tank came with the chassis, so that kind of set the tone for the rest of the body work. We wanted to do a solo seat with a one-piece tail section. Roland drew some sketches, some ideas we wanted, and then we contacted Dan Fink, who's a street rod builder, and we took the bike to him and gave him some rough sketches, and he pretty much worked his magic with the aluminum. The finishes we picked on that bike, we went with either a dark powder coat or hard anodizing on the aluminum parts. We wanted to make it look real business-like. The carbon fiber ties in with the kind of the racy look of it, the black pipes that we built. We used an inverted fork that we anodized dark. The motor on that bike, we went with an S&S. It's nothing real crazy. It's a 96-inch motor. We use the hydraulic clutch from ART. It's an item that we sell, and it goes with our handle grip master. The bike rides really well. The suspension handles really good. It's a soft tail style, but it's got a suspension linkage on it, so the shock works like a conventional shock. That was the first bike that we designed a drive side brake system. It's on the left side of the chassis behind the rotor, so the right side of the bike is real clean. You get a good shot of the wheel, nice and open. People like that, and we've since gone on to do one for stock bikes.
It's always tempting to say, hey, let's build a bike. Let's build a bike from scratch and go for it. We have the tools at our hand to do it with. I still think there's a model that hasn't been produced yet, which is a big twin sport bike. And if nobody builds it soon, I'm going to have to build one myself.
All the custom bikes we've seen today are also machines you could ride out here to the Rock Store on a sunny Sunday morning. And I guess that's the real test of a great bike. That it works as both a statement of individuality and as a way to get out in the wind. I'm Michele Smith, and I'll see you next time on American Thunder. Thanks for watching.